All right. I think we are good to go here with another live stream. Just double checking everything is working accordingly. I always want to double check that. Yes, the time is ticking, so it looks like we're good. So let me go ahead and copy this link and let me post it. Let me post it to uh, Facebook, and then we can go ahead and get to drawing. Let's see if I can select it properly. Let's see. All right, well, let's try this if we click it. This link ought to work, right? It's the same. Everything is matching. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so let me go ahead and exit here. And let me post that we're going live. So today we will be doing some portraits. The idea is to do 4 different portraits of one particular woman, that woman being one of my favorite female vocalists, Tamia. Um, and how I came across deciding to do this one was simply because, just going through YouTube and listening to music, and one day the Tamia album was recommended to me, and I was like, I used to have that CD, and I really liked the CD cover, and I thought her portraits on there and her at the various angles was would be something very nice to draw. So it gave me a chance to, or it will give me a chance to draw some portraits, and yeah, so that's where that originated from. Um, but let me go ahead and drop this link right quick. Let's see. Portraits. Allah. I want to make sure I want the I forget the mark what it is in English, but I know in Spanish I think it's called a cedilla. But I don't know if that's just for C's when you put that on the C's in Spanish. But to put over the A, portraits Allah, it won't look. I don't know how to do that on my keyboard, but anyways, I'll just leave it like this. So portraits Allah Tamia. So today I will be drawing at least 2 portraits. Let's say 2 digital, let's say just digital portraits. Oops, digital portraits of Tania. That's good. Portraits a la Tamia. Today I will be drawing at least 2 digital portraits of Tamia. Um, yeah, I'll leave it at that. So if anyone wants to join, there is the link. All right, so I think that's good there. Let me go ahead and post this. I wish I had a JPEG to put on there, but that's okay. I kind of want a better want a better picture here. It just shows my Facebook page, but anyways, like always, at least for now, the method is to go live and to then edit it. But hopefully, there won't be too much editing. I think the process is becoming smoother and smoother every time, as it should be. And hopefully, my voice is picking up smoothly. I do need to get a better microphone, but for now, we're just going to keep at it, and I think we can go ahead and get started now. So, yeah, as I said in the intro, I'm going to be drawing. Let's see. I'm going to be drawing. Oops. I'm going to be drawing these portraits here of Tamia. I thought they looked really nice, gorgeous lady, and yeah, this is like a classic album cover for me. I used to have this album back in the day, or the CD. I used to have it. Actually, I think I still have it, but I don't know if I had the CD cover. But I always liked it, and you know, I met someone who looks like this, and I was trying to tell her. I say I finally figured out who you remind me of, but the person I'm speaking of is, you know, I haven't been able to inform this person yet. But anyways, when I saw the this album cover, and I was like, man, I knew it. I knew it popped in my mind immediately. Like, that's what she looks like. So, but like I said, we're going to be drawing these portraits today, and I always love these, and I think I like the different views we have here, like the side profile, and this one is the like the three quarters, and then her back, and looking very elegant, and yeah. So then we can go ahead and get started. So the idea was to do all four of them, but I don't know how long this is going to take. Um, so if it starts to get too long, then I'll just leave it at two, or maybe just one, just depending on how fast I get through. But I don't want to do it. Well, it'll iron out itself. I mean, I have an idea in my mind about how thorough I want to be with the details, but I just want to make sure it looks sufficient to be labeled an official drawing, not so much a sketch, but one that's done where I won't have to go back and do anything to it. So I just want to be fully, completely done with it. So um, let's see. So the first one, I think I'm going to go ahead and start with the this one on the top left. So let me get rid of these other ones. And my idea was to draw them like in different colors. Um, so the first one I thought, maybe I'd have like a black background and draw a white just to do something different, you know. But I may or may not do that. But I'm just going to keep the background like it is for now. And I think I'm just going to draw. What color do I want to draw in today? You know what? I think I'll draw in blue. Because one thing I always like, if I draw in a different color, then I go back and revert the color light to black. It always makes it look differently. Of course, I mean, obviously it's a different color, but it just, I guess it looks more official when it's like the closely related to a pencil color. But that's just a little nuance for me that I like. So let's go ahead and get in here. Let's see. So again, I'm starting off with you know, the paintbrush size that I like being the 3 pixels here. And one day it really was a tad bit frustrating because I have these two different brushes here. They look similar, and one of them, allows you to go lighter. And I kept drawing one day, and it kept giving me these really thick lines, and I was like, "Why does it keep doing this?" And I went through a whole process of adjusting my drawing pad, and I tried to recalibrate it, and I downloaded some drivers uh, to reinstall it sufficiently. So I uninstalled it, reinstalled it, and that wasn't even the issue. The issue was simply just the wrong brush. So I went through that whole process just to figure out. So if you're out there and you may come across something like that, just when troubleshooting, that may be your first option to double check what kind of brush you're using. So we got the right one we want here. But actually, let me see. I wanted to see if I wanted to be able to pop in and show my face. I kind of forgot how to do that. There's an option, there's a button for it. I found that out the first time I actually streamed. Anyways, I'll mess that offline. Let's go ahead and get to the drawing. So let me see if I want to make it bigger. It's probably too big. Actually, no, I think that's a good size. Minimize this. Okay. All right, so I got my tea here and everything in order, so I think we're good to go. So, actually, let me give myself a little more room. Let me cut. Oh, that's okay. I'll leave it like it is. I'll just scoot it over some more. Oops, I didn't want to do that. All right. So I think actually the brush looks kind of thick now that I zoomed in. Maybe I want to take it down to 2. Do I want to leave it like that? I'll just leave it like that. All right, so we're gonna start with this portrait. I mean, like I said, I don't think this is really gonna be a how-to. That's not the sole purpose. The sole purpose is to have a chat with you guys and to draw something interesting. But of course, I mean, I'll just be giving my thoughts on what I'm doing, what I might be doing at any given time. But let's go ahead and let's just start with her head. So start with the oval. I don't know if I'm gonna do it sketchy. Yeah, I think I'll do it kind of sketchy. We'll see. This is the first drawing of the day, so I mean, I haven't done any drawing. I'm not really warmed up, so I'm just strictly just no warm up, cold turkey, and you know, with these live streams, like I said before, sometimes I never know what the final outcome is going to be, but so far, uh, I've been pretty pleased with what I've been able to draw while streaming online. Because of course, any other time while I'm drawing, um, of course I'm not streaming, so I don't have to worry about time constraints per se. But I want to try to do it as painlessly as possible. But we'll see. So I'm just trying to be as accurate as possible, and just I'm looking at her jawline and her overall head, and trying to match the curves of her jaw and her forehead and her head. Let me go ahead and down here so I can tell. Like so. Give it a bigger eraser. So hopefully I won't have to adjust her head. So I always want to me, that's like a little challenge I always do to myself to see if I can accurately get the head in the proper dimensions the first time, but it just depends. Right now, it looks like I might have pulled it off without having adjusted too much, but I'm not sure. So I'm just trying to get it as smooth as possible now. That's good because, like I said, I'm trying to do it as efficiently as possible. It's a little challenge for myself. So I think that's good. Move it a little bit. Actually, let me get it off this layer. There we go. Then let's go ahead and get a new layer right quick. Then we can go ahead and get in there and get the facial features in there. Let's see. But actually, you know what? Since I zoomed in so much, I think it might behoove me to use a smaller brush size. But no, that's too light. Let me go back to 2. So let's see here. So what I'm looking at now, I'm just trying to get her. I think I'm going to start off with her nose. I think that's where I generally start off. But actually, no. You know what? Let's try her hair first, so we can get a rough idea of where to place everything. So I'm just being real loose because I'm pretty sure I'm going to go back and put color on it once I'm done. But I'm just trying to right now just block everything out so you can see the hairline. Oops, I'm draw on top of it. See your hairline is here, so I'm just trying to match those angles. Then her ear. It's over here, like so. And her jaw is connected here. And yeah, I can already tell, like, I'm have to, I would have been pretty darn accurate had I done it without having to adjust anything. But just me, because I'm kind of really detail oriented, and I look when I'm drawing something and I'm trying to make it, resemble exactly what I'm drawing. I like to get the angles, as I see it. So her neck is more so at that angle. It's not off too much, but that's good enough for now. Okay. And let's see here. We got her jaw, her eyes are gonna be. So let's see if we, if you break down her face, you can see like this. This is the plane, the front of her face here. So I'm gonna tackle that part first. So I'm gonna start off with her eyes and trying to be as precise as possible. Sometimes, a lot of times, I don't even really draw those lines, but I'm trying to see what's going to work best for today. But that's the good thing. We have erasers, right? We can always go back and erase what's not becoming of the drawing, right? Sometimes I think I underestimate uh, the difficulty of the drawings. I mean, not so much difficulty, I guess. I mean, there's difficulty, of course. I mean, I guess it's the amount of time it's going to take to do something. Because in my mind, I was thinking I was going to whip through these like, about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes for each portrait. But right now, it seems like I'm going slower than what I imagined. So her lips are like so. She has just a very, very subtle smile there. I think, yeah, it's super subtle, right? Just trying to get this line exactly how I want it. And her bottom lip. And that's the thing with portraits when you're doing something for, drawing to make it resemble, as much as possible. You always want to look at the angles of everything, just the way her lips are protruding out like this in this shape. Just the overall, I guess, the silhouette of her lips. So you just want to match everything, of course, as much as you can, you know. But as I said at the beginning, right, I can see is, I was not accurate with the oval shape. She's looking like the jaws are too, or her jaw is too low. If you take it off, oops, let's see. If you take it off, you can see how much better it looks. without that oval. So, but it's a good placeholder. That's where you have to start somewhere. So, um, I might just leave it off, or I use some of it. I'll just duplicate that, then I'll erase what I need. So if I ever want to go back to the original, I'll have it. But so I gotta get rid of this jaw. She's looking like that He-Man character. What's the He-Man's character that has that jaw? I think his name is Clawjaw. So we don't want that. We want her to be her beautiful self. So speaking of He-Man, I did see there is I think it's a new He-Man series that's coming out. Or at least what I did see for sure. Uh, was the second season of the newest He-Man that came out, like I guess would be 2 years ago now. But I haven't caught any of the second season. But I did watch all of the first season. Um, yeah, I was pretty impressed. I mean, I liked it. I watched He-Man when I was a kid. That's what I grew up on. I don't remember the exact order. It used to come on in the afternoon, but I think I do have the memory of like Thundercats. For whatever reason, Thundercats would come on like around 12 or noon, and I guess I must have been that young that I'd already finished school. Maybe I could have been in kindergarten, or in kindergarten I think we stayed till 2 or 3, but for whatever reason, at some point in time, I know it was like at noon or 1 o'clock. It was earlier than the normal cartoon lineup would be, and I used to catch Thundercats first. And I always remember watching that ending and seeing, the what is it called, the Thunder Layer when it's going off. So that always stuck in my mind. So let me go ahead and let me create another layer. And let me erase this off her face. I don't really need it there. Oops. Okay, what did I do? Okay, well, I actually drew on top of the image. I didn't want to do that, but that's okay. We can still see what we need to see. Let me move this down here so I won't do that again. Or I could just lock it. Where's the button? Lock. No? Okay, I'm not trying to filter. I want you to lock. Oh, here it is. Okay, so good. So we won't have that issue anymore. So let's continue. And let's start with the where's the new layer? Let's start with the other eye here. So now I'm just trying to measure the distance between the two eyes, because I hate when I have to go back and adjust the eyes. It's just something that annoys me. Because some people, when they're drawing portraits, they actually, I think they like divide the face into a grid, and that will ensure that everything is aligned, as it should be. You know, it's good for practice, but I mean, I think it's a method, but I mean, it's just something that I don't personally do. I think I've tried it before, I mean, because it's the same idea when I was drawing this line here. It's just, with less lines, but just to keep everything in order. But I think as artists progress, I think you just train your eye and you're able to see things more accurately, and just things like alignment and the size and the shapes. You see those things, so infinitesimally, and you can get those details in there, rather quickly, as so you don't have to do all with the grid stuff and anything like that. But I'm not knocking the grid lines. I mean, they are effective, especially if you're really trying to be super duper precise. I mean, which I am too. But I mean, like I said, I just don't do it like that. But with that said, I do remember actually when I was in geometry class, um, we actually had an assignment actually doing grid drawings. And let me see. Yeah, we actually had an assignment doing grid drawings. I did a Ninja Turtle, which you can see on my Facebook page and my Instagram page of Michelangelo, and it's from the video game Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. Uh, so that was one example of me doing the grid work drawing, and yeah, it turned out real nice. So it is a very effective approach that you can choose to endeavor upon. So what I did now, I just moved the eyebrow closer because I can see here, I'm just looking at the distance between her eyebrows. So I'm just trying to get that as close as possible. Uh, so then I can go ahead with getting her eye in the correct place. I'm gonna move this nose line too because I can see that's not where it should be. Just gonna scoot it over. Oops. I'm gonna scoot it over because I'm looking at this space here where it's coming. You can see it's coming directly at the edge of the eyebrow. So I just moved the eyebrow over. So I'm just gonna move everything over like that. That's good enough. Then I'm gonna go ahead and erase this line. It's kind of in my way. So I can get this other eye as I want it. Sometimes it does help too if if you want to put some shadow on there, and you can see the shadow, this part here on her face. So that too can help you get things properly. But I'm not at this point in time. I'm not really trying to do shadows in that way with the cross hatching. So, anyways, maybe just a little bit. I just slide to myself. Yeah. So I mean, it's all about the distance here because I mean I can see now like the distance between the top of her eye and the edge of this eyebrow. This is way too close. So I'm just gonna adjust that, and I can see the shape of the eye is not how I want it. I'm just gonna oops. I'm just gonna spin it around just a little bit so it's at the proper angle. So it's more like that. Then, actually, I'm gonna move these eyebrows up even further. So somewhere more like this. Erase that. Erase this too. So this is, like I said, really impromptu. I may have done it a completely different approach if I wasn't live streaming, but you know, I could have done it exactly the same. But so this is the first drawing of the day, so I mean, I'm just still trying to get in the zone, so to speak. Let me see here. And you want to make sure your eyes, the bottom of the eyelids, are lined up accordingly. So, like that. So I think that's always amazing to me is like, once you start, you're like sometimes like, ugh, this looks kind of ghastly. But the thing that's amazing is like, for me, like, when a drawing it starts to actually come together. So that's always a fun thing. So again, we're redoing this jawline. See her neck somewhere right there. Let's go ahead and get rid of all of this in the back. No. Let's get rid of this. Then, of course, yeah, you can see her hairline, the distance between this eyebrow and her hairline is, like so. So I'm definitely going to have to scoot this up. And it's probably somewhere like this. It looks like it might work. Then I have to scoot everything else up too, because then this part of her hair is almost coming directly down from the edge of her eye. So you can see mine is not anywhere close. So let's bring that forth. Let's just bring all of this. So it's probably more so something like that. Then, let's see about her ears. Her ears looking like Dumbo. We don't want Dumbo ears. So let me erase all of this. Okay, let's get her forehead in there first. So, small like that. Then her hair, top of her head. It's up here. About as much as we can. Oops. Actually, I did. Okay, so you know, it's all about the angles. So right now, I can zoom in to get it closer, but I'm looking at now, like where her hair is meeting the black. So I'm just trying to get that exact angle of her head. So it's going like at the angle. So that's what I'm trying to do here. And she has the streaks going in like this. And let's see, okay. You know what? Okay, this is too long. Then we're going to this line here. It's going more so like something more so like that. Then let's see. But you know what? Something looks wrong. What is it? Well, for one, see her. See, it's all about the proportions again too, because I can see now the problem here is her nose is too long. So we can quickly adjust that with our friendly lasso tool. So let's take all of this. Let's just resize it. So Control T. Then let's just scrunch her nose up to about the size we want. Because what I'm looking at is here the distance from her eyeball down to here. So I'm trying to get that correct proportion here. So that looks pretty accurate, but her nose is too pointy, so I have to just change that. Let's erase that. Actually, music with all this. And now, see her nostril is coming like so, right? So get that alignment. Let's see, let's go back. So if you do it properly, everything will eventually line up. So it should come down to right here, her nostril. So we'll just do that one line. All right. So that looks better. Let me change the cheek. This is slightly round. Now, of course, Photoshop is giving me some business, which is always annoying. Let me close some of these. It may be disrupting the fluidity of my pen. Let me close this. I don't need you. Seems like it's still doing it. All right. Okay. So let's see. All right. So again, they're I guess they're sideburns. Way too far off, right? So they're way up here. I guess you could like I said before, there's many approaches you can go about, making profiles. But when I'm just drawing, well, pretty much anything. If you're drawing a portrait, anything. If you're drawing a cartoon, you can, you can always just do you can block out the face first, and then if you see her face is, at this angle, and this being the plane of her face where her nose is, and her eyes, then this plane of her face, then her ears are going back, in this direction. So it's kind of, in this general perspective, so something like that. But I just didn't do that today because you can get to the same result with just getting everything aligned and at the proper distance from one another. So let me move this little section here. So it's more so, no, it's way down here actually. So that's the thing, you gotta be, that can, I guess, really destroy a drawing or a portrait. That's what makes it look not like the person. If you miss out on those, the proportions of the face. If you make the nose too long, you make the eyeballs too obtuse. If you make the jaw too large, of course anything can take away from it not looking like the individual you're drawing if you're not precise. So that's the thing. Precision is the key. I'll have to adjust it probably later, but that's better. Let's see here. So then if that's the case, then the edge of her hair should be more so down here like this. Then see her ear is coming across slightly above her eyebrow. Let me see if I can get this in the correct position. Actually, let me put on another layer in case I have to adjust it later, so I won't have to cut and paste it. You see it ends, the ear ends right above, well, no, slightly above her nostril. Look, it's right at the top where it's coming across in that circular motion there. So something that looks like it's about right. And let's erase this part of her jaw. Let's leave it like that. Get this part of the neck out of there. Okay, so it's looking more womanly now. So we're getting there. All right, then let's see if we can nose. So let me see. She's got this little. I'm trying to. Like I said before, it does help to put the shadows in there, and that too can help you distinguish, between the spaces, in between the body parts, between the nose, between the lips, between the eyebrows, there's shadow, and the eyes. So if you're able to get those shadows in there, that's another way that can assist you in getting everything aligned proportionally and in the right spot. So I see a little shadow under her nose, so something like that, then the top of her lip. So those seem to be pretty good, positioned pretty good. Okay, let me change the angle. It's more so come in more up like that. And another thing you want to be mindful of too was where her lip ends, and her lip is ending right at the edge of her eyeball there, which is which is the case for the majority of people, unless they have extremely large lips. But if you're drawing like the standard figure of or the standard female or male proportions, you can always pretty much get, I guess, like the what is it, like the standard of beauty, like this, I forget what it's actually called now, but it's the precise proportions that are said to give the most beautiful beautiful faces, the ones that are the most geometrically sound. So that's one of the I guess quote unquote principles is just having the eyes and the nose at a certain distance from each other, and that creates the most divine facial dimensions, like divine beauty. There's something along those lines, what it's actually called. But as you develop over time, you'll know that that's where the on all faces the lips always end where the eyelids begin. So let me change this bottom lip. So you see it's coming at this angle. And it flattens out this way, right? more so like that. Then what else? Let's change this chin. It's sticking out too much, protruding too much. You can see it's going back. It's back under her lip. So let's bring her chin down like that. So let's do it all over. That might work. See, then you want to get the proper angle because it's coming down like, at this angle. So I'm just going to draw at that angle. Then round it out at the bottom. And bring it back up to her ear. See, it's rounded too much. See, it comes down from her ear like so. And that jawbone there. So that looks better. Then we can see I don't know how much of the body. Well, this picture, I'm not going to draw her body, so I might just leave it at, from the neck up. Then we can go back with the edge of her neck like this. Then it's too thin. And always go back and check what angle it's coming at, and that can ensure that you're doing it precisely, as it should be. So just a line that's almost straight down. Then it starts to curve out the back. So like this. Well, that's the one thing, I think that's maybe an advantage to have it drawn in pencil. It doesn't always. I mean, it maybe look more smooth or been able if you're making these curves. But I mean, it's not bad. But I guess maybe sometimes when you're drawing digitally, maybe it could hinder you. Maybe I don't know. But anyways, little nuances to digital drawing versus traditional drawing. So let's get the rest of her head. It's coming up like that. Let's erase this part. And yeah, the song that I played the most in this album was "You Put a Move on My Heart." So I was still am, but a big fan of '90s R&B music, and Yeah, she was one of my favorite artists back in those days. Classic album. Let me see. Her head is just coming up too much. Let's round that out. See if we can get that. Because actually, you know what? It's not coming out further enough. Further. It's not coming out far enough past her forehead. So it should be more like that. So we have a nice oval, but it still looks like it's too high actually. So I'm just gonna. Let me see. I'm just gonna flatten it down a little bit. That might assist. I'll merge these two so I can adjust them on one layer. So let me get the top of her head, and I just want this part. That's good. And let's see if we can flatten it so her head is not so tall. Control T, and we can just bring it down. And that actually looks pretty good. Let me see if I can put it back. So she has a good, nice shaped noggin. Yeah. That looks pretty good. So one thing that's helpful for me, is right now I'm drawing my screen, my TV screen, and my actual computer screen is smaller than the TV, so I can look at my computer screen from a further away distance, and it helps to, it gives me another angle perspective to look at when I'm drawing. So something I've grown accustomed to doing. So let me go ahead and erase this part here. So now it's looking pretty decent now. So the fun part, I think, for me, I like to go in there and now that we got all the basic alignments done, there are going to be some adjustments here and there, but for the most part, it looks to be pretty decent. The only thing, let me see, before I say that, the only thing that looks like, let me see, what might be off. The only thing I can see now is just this eye. Looks like it should be up higher, because that's the problem. Yeah, because her eyes are coming at this angle. Oops. At this angle like that, right? So you put a rectangle around it, you can see what angle it's coming at. And mine, on the other hand, well, actually, no, it's not too far off. I think the problem is it's just the top eyelid. It's not circular as it should be. Let me see. Let me see. It's just the shape. I think it's making it look a little off. Erase this part. That actually looks better than this part is sticking out too much. Ah, much better. Then let's see. Let me erase this. Let me see. Like I said, I'm just trying to do this with as painless as possible, but whatever is necessary, right? By all means necessary. But I think the eye needs to be raised. I think that's what it is. Yeah, that looks much better. Because actually, it could be too big. Let's see if I can shrink it just a tad, just a taste. Let's try that. And we get V for the move tool, then we can move it to where we want it. And I'm gonna guesstimate. It should be, I'll leave it right there. So I'm gonna cut it in case I need to move it again, but I think it looks okay there. Let's see what else. Let's go back to this one. Yeah, I'm just gonna erase this bottom part of the line, or bottom part of the eye. And you can see it's coming up. It's not at a complete straight line like this. It's curving in as eyes do, right? At that corner. So that's what I'm looking at. So it goes up more like that. So let's see. Then the only thing now I think is to get her nose at a better shape. It's off a bit. So let's see. Actually, let's just go ahead and just get the line in there again anew. So I'm gonna put on a new layer in case I need to move it around. But I want to get that nice. She's a nice slope to her nose, like that. Actually, I think I want to keep this. Oops. I want to keep this line because that's exactly what I wanted. So we can move it over and then put it where I want it. So it's more so coming down at an angle like that. Then we can let's erase this part. Get that nice curve as it says to her nose. Right? Okay. And then at the edge of her nose, we're here. So let's see, doesn't need to be any longer. So now we're getting the bottom of her nose. It's coming back. It's coming in like that. And then see her nostril. I really don't want to draw it over again, so I'll just, actually, you know what, I will. So her nostril is there. So then, everything matters, right? So you want to get the nostril the right size. Of course. So let's erase what we previously had. And let's go back. Then we're back to the nostril, right? Coming down here. I guess I could have just shrunk the other one, but that's okay. Because I had to adjust everything now because I made the eye smaller, so now we have to go back with her lips as well and move those closer. Where is it? The right layer. Where are you? Okay, I have this one. This one and this one. So let's combine these two. Then let's go ahead and move the lips up. Actually, you know what? I might be best to move everything up at once, right? Yeah, so let's move the whole jaw up from the lip down to the jaw. And see her lips. See this, we got that shadow there. That's going right under her nose. The lips still look good. I'm gonna have to change the chin. I have to make the chin stick out a little bit more. I think it's in the right position. So let's erase this part of the cheek. And then let's erase this too. Cyber face. And then the bottom of her cheek. So that's looks better. So that's almost as we want it, but I want to get the shape more exact. And you can look at the distance between the tip of her nose to the edge of her cheek. And then you can see how much space is between there so you can get it correct. So it's coming down at this angle. Oops, let me do that. Like that. Still no. Actually, you know what? Let me start this part. Actually, you know what? What it is the lips are not The lips are not out far enough. So get this again and move it over a little bit more. So let's see, I think it might look better. Let's try that. Then part of your faces here and like that. You know, if you're just painting this, it might be easier because if you had a whole, like her skin painted, then you could more easily just erase the entire block. I guess if you're just imagine if you're like if you had clay, how you chip away at clay if you're sculpting. I mean, it's the same idea with drawing, right? So you just the outline of the face will be like the outside of the sculpture. So you're just chipping away and fine tuning everything to get everything smooth as the subject that you're drawing. So it's the same principle. So I think that looks pretty good for now. So anything else we want to adjust later we can, but I just want to make sure we get the, the face blocked out as much as possible. Then the only thing now I see it's all about the adjustments now, right? The fine tuning, the fine adjustments, the little things, right? The little nuances, because I can see now, yeah, it's way too large. Her forehead, there's too much distance between her eyebrow and her hairline, so I'm going to bring that down again. So let me scrunch it down even more. Ooh, see, now it's looking better. See, those little changes really makes a huge difference. So just look eyeballing it here. That looks to be proportional. Then I need to change this part. It's coming down further, about to right here. Actually, I'm gonna have to move this up too. Because it's all about the blocking. So you just imagine this. Her hair is one whole block. So if you can get the outline of her hair, like it's going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that block, then you can see all the distance in between there. So that's what I'm thinking about. So again, removing her sideburns again. Oh yeah, because they're way off. So right angle with her hair like that. That looks better, much better. Then I'll just move this up. I won't redraw this part. It's more than likely I'm going to end up coloring over it, at least to a certain extent. So let's see. It looks pretty accurate, I think. I need to change her eyebrow too. I can see her eyebrow is coming out too far. Too far. Let me adjust the eyebrow first. I think that would help me. I think I just need to, let's see if I circle it, L for lasso, Control T to adjust it, resize it, reshape it, flip it, then let's just bring it in right at the edge of her eye there. We can leave it like that. Deselect, Control D to deselect. Then we bring it down top like that. You know, the thing, it doesn't have to be precise. It does, but it doesn't. It depends on what you're trying to do. If you want it to be exactly picture perfect, 100% replica of the picture, then you want to do everything exactly as it is. But if the eyebrow is off slightly, or if it's just I guess just not 100% as it is in the picture. I mean, if it doesn't take away from the overall picture and it's still the person that you intended to be, then you don't have to be that precise. But it's up to the artist's discretion. Yeah. So I'm just saying that there could be some wiggle room as far as how much you want to mess with the extreme details. But for me, I'm gonna try to get the shape as much as possible to what I see. So that's better. Because like I said, I mean, I guess that's what I was getting at. It won't really matter if you're going to color over the top of it. So it depends on what type of drawing you're trying to do. If you want it to be strictly a line drawing, then of course every line is going to count. But if you're just going to paint over the top of it, then I guess it's more or less like a placeholder. Because if you put, if you want to just imagine her eyebrows like the hair. So if you angularly shading her eyebrows, then you're going to cover over all the lines. So you know, but let me go ahead and finish doing this because it could be good enough like it is. Because it's as it's not taking this is normal. I mean, first drawing of the day. Because actually, this time of day, I don't really draw. I'm more of a night person, so just finding some excuses for myself. But honestly, no, I do probably about 7, 8 times out of 10 I'm drawing at night. So I'm still now I've gotten in a flow here. I think after getting started, so sure this is coming like it should be. So that looks better. Uh, Erase this part just a little bit. Erase this. Oops. Erase all of that actually. And we see it's coming. This is top of her eyebrow, continue to her forehead. Let's erase this part. Actually, it should connect more smoothly. Work. Okay, then the thing, this eyebrow used to be, let me top off some of the top. It's coming down like that. Coming down. Just the wrong layer. Or was it? Let's see. Take out a little bit more. Let me see my Photoshop. Being a nuisance. Let's jam it up. I despise that. So let me close my iTunes. No music for yet. But of course, that will be the caveat at the end of today. So, okay. Okay. I don't know. I mean, sometimes this thing works perfectly. Sometimes it does the opposite. Just trying to make sure, because I don't want to go back. Once I start going in with the details, I don't want to go back and adjust anything. So that's why I'm doing everything now. So hopefully I can have to do that. This too. Get a smaller eraser. And I'm just get rid of this. That might be okay. Then let's erase some of that. Let's see. Let's get rid of this top part too. Okay, let me see. Me. Like that. Layer. Let's see. That is connected. Connect the dots. La la la. Anyone know where that's from? If you do, then that means your childhood was full of cartoons and a little Pee Wee Herman, right? Hilarious. Actually, it'd be good to erase all this. Let's try again. Let's see. Just need to get this right. That looks better. Let me erase some of this. Sticking off the end here. I want it nice and smooth. Smooth, I say. Okay. Then, now, let's do the chin. Then, now, let's do the chin. We gotta erase it to make it stick out. I was gonna say in, but it didn't actually need to go in, so it needs to go out, not in. So let's erase, my friends. Okay, Jen. You won't evade me again. So, B, the brush tool. Let's go back to 2. Actually, see if I can get this lid line a little smoother. No, no, no. I want the lid line. Okay. Let me see something. I don't know why this. I might have to. This thing keeps lagging. So really slowing me down a bit. Let's see if I can do something here with these scratch discs. Sometimes they get too full. You have to, get rid of that excess memory. If I can remember where it is. Scripts. Where is it? Let's see. Can I find it right quick? Transform. Purge. Video catch. Scratch disk. Oh, it's in preferences. Scratch disk. Oh, I mean, I have 444 gigabytes of space. I mean, what's causing it to lag like that? Let me see. Well, I mean, okay, Photoshop, come on, work with me, not against me. All right, let's see if we can get this chin like I want it. That looks like it might work. Actually, I think this needs to come up. Let me see. Let me see if I can scrunch it up a little more, maybe. Let me see. Hold up. I think no. I think I need to bring just this bottom part up. Actually, you know what? Let me just do the eraser. So we got a little shadow coming off her lip. And a little more there. So that's about what we want. No. No. Let's see. Will this work for us? I think that will work. Let me erase this. And yeah. Where's the ear? Come on, ear. What's this? Oops, no. Timing, I think. You know, trying to conserve the time here. I don't want to spend too much time with a little. It's something I would do until I'm satisfied. Of course, if I'm drawn offline, but I don't want this live stream to be super duper long either. So I'm trying to manage and be efficient, as I said in the beginning. But let me see. Okay. So did we do it this time? For the most part. For the most part. Just leave it like that. Then again with these burns, the sideburns, I'm just gonna break it up just a little bit. Okay, then let me erase some of these lines here. Okay, I think we've got it good now. I said that at least 2 times already, but again, as I said at the beginning, I mean, the important thing is it's all about having the eye to get your proportions in order, the size of everything in order, and that will help you make your portraits as accurate as possible. Because that's where it was fine at one point in time, just for a drawing, but a drawing that wasn't meant to be 100% like the portrait. Up until the point where I made the eyes smaller, I could have stopped there, but I noticed that the eyes were bigger than the actual image, so that's when I had to go back in and readjust everything. So I think now we can go ahead and get to the fun part, adding in the extra details. So let me just bring in this neck a little more. Let me erase this. Let's see, what else do I need? I think it might be better served to leave it like that. Um, okay. Let me just erase this. Actually, let me erase some of these. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna color this or anything. So right now, I'm thinking it may be best to have the lines as finite as possible to figure out exactly what I'm gonna do. Because if I left it sketchy, then I wouldn't really go in here with messing with the lines too much. But like I said, I didn't know how this was gonna be drawn when I first did it. If it was gonna be more sketchy, whether it was gonna be more loose. Um, but let's see. Okay, so we did pretty good with this jaw. I'm comparing it to the image here, and it looks like it's at the right angle. So that's, of course, what we want. That's good. The only thing, the only thing I see now, here, here. It's just like, yeah, that's what I mean. The ear is, oops, the ear is too far back. So it should be more there, right up against the sideburns, right? Yeah. Okay, I think that might have done the trick. Maybe we can bring in her neck just a little bit more. See, that might, I think, if I just switch the angle a taste, move it out like that, it might work. And okay. Then the only other thing now, hopefully, is bringing this part of her head. Let's see if we can get that. Control D. Then we're gonna bring it in like that. If I could bring this out. Let's get it back. Let me see something. Let me make a group. What happened? Why is it doing that? Control G. That's interesting. Okay, well, just do it like this. Let me move it up. I want to see if everything looks in the right line of perspective. So I think that looks pretty good. I think. Okay. So now let's why is I wonder why it's not letting me, or what is this thing on? What is this? Let me see if I can group these now. I don't know what's going on here. Control G. Okay. Photoshop is really doing extra things today. Why is it? Is that why? Control G. No, it's not letting me do it. I'm trying to group the layers. That's what I'm trying to do, but it's not doing it properly. But all right, well, now I think we can go ahead with the other details. So let's This is let's see, I think I've been on for a while now. Wow, that's a long time. So this is a little longer than what I expected today, but that's okay. I'm going to give it another hour, and then I had hoped to be finished today, but as you can see, um, I'm not. But I did get the harder parts done, so I think everything would be more smooth now. Um, but I guess I'll give it one more hour, then I'll just maybe finish everything else offline. Let's see here, something. This looks too high. Maybe. Okay. Let's just try to press on. Let's see. Let's see if we can get these eyes in there. Actually, you know what? I think I just maybe give it 1 hour and just if it looks. Hopefully, I can finish. I don't really want to go back and adjust it today. I wanted this to be a finite thing. I didn't want it to be an extended project. So, like I said, this was somewhat of a challenge to me to see how quickly and efficiently I could get it done. Um, so, yeah, we're gonna see what we can do within this hour. Because I think from here, I might leave it sketchy or whatnot. We'll see. I don't know. This is I don't know. Like I said, an impromptu. I had no real intentions of what quote unquote style I was intending to do this in, so I'm just kind of playing it by ear. His head is. I can erase some of this, I think. Okay. Now I think I'm just gonna. What is this? That's the original. We can delete that. We can delete that too. We're gonna go ahead and flatten the image because I think from this point, any adjustments I will have to make will be minute. So I'm just gonna go in there and see what the color looks like because everything else seems to be pretty much in place. Um, let's see. All right, let's see. Let's label this one face, and then we're gonna color underneath. So Control New or Control N for a new layer. Uh, and you can label it if you like, but this is I'm just gonna do it how I normally do it. So if I'm drawing a portrait, just label it skin or face. I usually do, and then the good thing about Photoshop is you can actually click on an image and get whatever color you like. So that's a beautiful thing. Uh, so in this case, I try to find whatever I consider to be the base tone, minus the highlights, minus the shadows. But then anything else, any type of shadows or highlights I can put on top of the base. So this looks to be like her regular tone here. So I'm going to choose that and then just color. Let's get a bigger brush. Wow, it looks. So you never know. It's like now it looks completely orange, like because it looks totally different from well, not it looks different from what it has here in that little square, but whatever. I mean, we're just gonna go with it. I'm just if I don't like it, then I can always change it, but I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. Because I might have just colored inside the lines, but I thought it might be cool. Like it could be a cool effect if it's like this, for a background. I might leave it like that. I think I will at the end. 'Cause it could be a drawing like that. I mean, if you're going for a particular style, but we are going to press it further. And now what I want to do is get some brown for her eyes. Okay, so a new layer, pupils. I shortcut it. I use an acronym or I abbreviate it PUP. I usually do abbreviations of 3 or 2 letters. That's just something I've grown accustomed to do. So let's get 13 is too big. Let's get size 6. Okay, let's see how dark. I really don't want to go that dark yet. So let me get a lighter shade of this. Let me, actually, you know what? I'll just make the layer lighter. I'll make the layer to about maybe 50%. So if I want to go back and use the original color, then I can do that, but just adjusting the opacity back to 100%. Okay, then let's get her eye whites. So I don't like to go 100% white. This it's too extreme. So I'll either do a off white But since today I have an image here, I'm just going to click on the actual white of her eyes and just use that. So let's make a new layer. Well, I misquoted myself. So when I abbreviate the layers, sometimes it's either 2, 3, or 4 letters, but I usually try to keep it to 3. Okay, so let's get the eye whites in there. I think, I'm not gonna do it 100% like I would do if I was just drawing it like for a commission or something. I don't think. I just want it to be done and have it be a nice solid drawing. That's what I'm aiming for. So let me see. Actually, you know what? Let me let me. Okay. Then what can we do? Let's get some color for the hair. Okay. Let's get a new layer. Let's label this one actually hair. Let me get a bigger brush. Try to stay in lines here for the most part. And so we can get the edges, get our edges done properly. See, me, I've seen some people when they do the portrait, they like to use the airbrush a lot, and I really don't like to do that too much using the blend tool. Sometimes it looks too smooth, and so only that blend tool sparingly. Or if I'm trying to create a specific type of effect. But when I'm doing portraits, I don't like my portraits to be done in that super airbrush style. It's my personal preference. Oh, okay, eraser, come on. Come on. Come on. See, it's so finicky lately. Or to the newborn baby, but if you're old born Photoshop, you should be working with me. I don't know why it's doing this. Maybe I need a new version of Photoshop. Like I don't have any other programs running that's should be occupying too much of my space, or it should be causing too much lag. But it's quite annoying sometimes because you never know when it's going to do it, when it's not. Because I really don't have any other programs running that's occupying a lot of space, as I said. Come on. See, even now, I just closed a program, and now, It's not even okay. I didn't click my Photoshop. Okay. Jeez. Really making me work for it today. Okay. I think I want to erase one of this jawline. Well, I'll leave it like that for now. It's fine. Okay, so we got our hair. Then let's let's get those eyebrows in there. Let's get those eyebrows. Copy layer style. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. All right, so let's get those eyebrows in there. So let's make a new layer for the eyebrows. Let's get 3. Actually, you know what? It might behoove me to use this other brush that I spoke about at the beginning, where it allows you to, depending on how hard you press, it's pressure sensitive. So that might assist me in coloring this. Let me see. Let me make sure I got the right brush. Let's see. Okay, it is. So you can see here, I'm pressing down maybe about 50%. So it's much lighter. It's almost the same color as the hair, which I brought the opacity down to 50%, something like that. So if you're very light with the pressure, then, of course, it won't come on the screen as hard. So that's what we want. Okay. And let's see, what can we do next? We can do the lips. So let's see what it looks like once we add some lip color here. Adjusting these layers, I like them in a certain order. The way the shadow would appear on a face, I guess you could put it, or just the order of operations, kind of like her hair is on top, so everything else that follows in line structurally. Uh, okay, so let's make a new layer for the lips. Let's see, I think I want to continue to use this brush. Like I said, I think maybe subconsciously I knew uh, that this might take longer than what I anticipated because, like I said, in my mind, I envisioned this. I guess I could have done it quicker, but I was going to do all 4. But, not 2, that's for sure. We're doing just 1 today, but I'll be very happy with that. As long as it looks good, then it was time well spent. So, okay, then that's the lips. So it's looking good, just all flat colors, no shadows. None of that. So saying it would be a cool image like it is, but I'm going for the look that, so people immediately recognize who it is, no question. So I probably won't be satisfied until that happens. So so let's see, what can we do next? So let's add her eyelashes. So that'll definitely bring out the femininity in the drawing. Those eyelashes. Let's put them here. Okay. Actually should zoom in now, but I know if I zoom in, it's gonna make me even more detail oriented, which is a good thing. But like I said, I'm trying to do this in a somewhat expedient fashion. Um, all right. So yeah, just add in it's like it's probably some mascara in there. Just adding that on top of her eyelids. So you can already tell the difference. So what it looks like without it. Yeah, so that's good. Da, 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 da. Let's see what else. If I adjust this to 2, that might make it a little better. Then she has, you see that shadow around her eyes here. Then on the other eye. You know, I'm not sure how I'm gonna do these eyelashes, but because if I was drawing it, if I could see precisely how the eyelids are, I mean how eyelashes are, I would do it exactly as I see it. But I might have to guess to a certain extent. But as long as it looks natural, I mean, that's the point. So just try to figure out how I would do it because that doesn't look right. I think it might be best to do something subtle, but not yet. I think I can do that once I get more shadow in there. I think. So let's see a little more with these eyes, so you can see the shadow around top of her eye. Let's get an eraser in here. Actually, you know what? Let me just. I want to do this on another layer. I'm gonna label this one shadow, not the hedgehog, but the actual facial shadow. So something like that. And let's get this eyelid. So this is what I was speaking about earlier with the airbrush. It does help for blending, of course. I mean, that's what it's there for. But I just use it as much as need be. So, but for this case, I just want to smooth out the shadows here. Let's see. Put all the major points in first. Then there's a little shadow. You can see the lights hitting I guess the left side of her face. So her right side of her face is just well, like, let me speak in the screen left, so that's easier for me. On the screen right, the shadow is hitting her face. So let's get the shadow on the screen left side of her nose going. So then to another good thing about that airbrush tool, it does speed up the process instead of if you're blending something, you know. So that is one good thing about it. But I guess the point I was trying to make, I guess before, I think maybe some people overuse it. You know, it looks overused to me, I should say. So I'm just going there and putting in the shadow where I see fit, because I'm gonna blend it or use the blur tool. So now I'm just going there as I see. So you can see now I'm starting to create so much depth underneath her eyes, like her eye sockets. And then there's some under her nose, like that. Here. Then that shadow we had initially. Like that. Like this. Then there's lip lines. And this other one. Then let's get the one here under her mouth or under her lips. And let's do a little for her chin. It's actually, I'm looking at it. Maybe her chin could be brought in just a little bit. Looks like it might be too long. So let me see. This is that shadow here. I think it should be right there, if I'm not mistaken. So let me bring this up from the line art Let me bring this up here. Okay. Yeah, you can see the difference. Okay, that's better. Erase. So it's nice and round. All right, so let's go back to the shadow layer. Let's continue this shadow line right on the edge of her jaw, all the way up to where it ends underneath her ear. And let's get this. She has some shadow from her jawline at the top. Like that. So that's what I like about these layers. You cut color underneath like that. That's so that like so. And see the shadow come back. Something like that. Here. All right. Wait, see this else. Just a little bit more on her jawline here, where it's where it protrudes out here at the top. I'm trying to do this lighter here. You see it's, of course, where the shadow's darkest at the bottom of her jaw. So let's see if we can just a little bit lighter here. So it won't really matter too much about how neat these lines here if you blur it correctly, as long as they're relatively going in the same direction, the same stroke heaviness, then it should blend in rather nicely. If that's the case, that's what I'm hoping for. Should. We'll find out here in a minute. So let's get a little bit more underneath her hair. Then up here. Let's see then. We have this line here. So then too, like I said before, when at the initial drawing, look at the shapes here, so I can see what the shape of what shape the shadow is making on the face. So I'm just trying to match, what I see. So it looks like it kind of blends out right about there. So let's see what that looks like once I blend it. So hopefully it'll look nice and blended once we're done. So let's do that. Let's do the hairline first. But it's not gratifying if Photoshop is playing with my mind and not working right. Actually, this is too heavy. Let's get a smaller one. Let's try. Let's see what 6 does. course, the more you press on, the more it blends. So I'm trying to do it medium pressure. Medium pressure. That could be a song. Medium pressure. When I draw in medium pressure, it relieves all my stressor. When I draw in medium pressure. My Photoshop is still. Why is it still doing this to me? All this lag. What a drag. I almost want to shut this off and restart it because that drag is really annoying. You see now it's the stutter stopping. I can't say that. No, it shouldn't really matter. I mean, if I'm recording or not. I mean, it matters if it's occupying too much of my hard drive space, obviously. But you know. But then again, so those airbrush that I was talking about, it does take skill to use it right. So that's maybe that's what I'm getting at. I thought, the people that I'm talking about, where I thought the airbrush looked too much. Maybe that could have been their intention, or just maybe that's just what the look they're going for, or they could have more practice. Who knows? So it looks better. I mean, but I can see too much. I can see too many gaps. Let me see if I can let it even better. So you can see the difference now. Now I'm going against the direction I drew initially, and that's really laying out nicely. Okay, so let's press on. Let's. Oh no, I forgot her nose. Let's do the nose. Okay, there's the nose, and let's get this under her mouth. I don't want to. That's fine for now. Then let's get her eyes. And a little more this side. But you know what I forgot to do? What I mentioned before, what I like is to, when I change the color of the initial drawing, because I drew in dark blue. So let's change it to black and see what that does. So before and after. So it matches nicely. So that works. So now we got that blue out of there. Actually, I didn't save any of this. That would have been a total disaster if I didn't save any of this, goodness, let's be sure to do that now. Let's save this here. Let's call it Tamia. All right, so that's that. What do we do next? Let's well, let's continue with the shadow because I can see her face is still in need here around her forehead. Let's see what 3 does. So I want it to be. No, actually, no, it's too thick. Let's go back to 2. You know, the thing here too, of course, it helps to go in a direction of her face. So you can, you know, if you know you're going to use that blend tool, you can be a little somewhat messy, you know, because it's going to be blended in, some, you know. But I said, as long as you're going in the direction that you want, and then it's not all scattered and going left, right, you know, up, down, middle. As long as it's all cohesive, then, you know, for the most part, it shouldn't really matter. So I'm just doing this for the forehead like that. And let's try to blend it, and let's see what that does. Oops, not the eraser. We want to blend. Let's see. Oh no, that's why I knew something was wrong. I I colored on the wrong layer, so I'm not going to keep that. I have to go back. I colored on the initial drawing. That's why it was erasing my the line for her forehead there. So let me go back. I just think lagging like this. I don't understand. Patience is a virtue. That's what I was told. But, you know, this is one of those things that really irk me when it lags like this. You try to work through it. You see what I mean? I really don't want to restart it because it's just going to slow me down. Come on, please. these. So annoying. I have to figure this out. I think I just might need a new version of Photoshop. I think maybe this one got corrupted. Maybe I don't know. Okay, let me gotta get the shadow down further. Okay, let's see. Now I can see where it does pay to be very precise with the pressure here because I can see there's nothing that can't be fixed, but I can see there's a little darker at the center of her forehead. I didn't really want that. Let's see if I can smooth it out a little bit more. Let me see if I can get this eraser and let me see. Okay, let's get the eraser. And let's try 17. See if I can see that work there. So just where it's a little bit too dark here too on the cheek. And there on her forehead. Let's see. Ever so lightly. I'm just mindful of the pressure here. Then we can go back and blend it again. So let's try that. Let's blend it again. Let's see if that has a better look. Okay, so I think I need to just erase this part here just a little bit. This is blendy, all about blending, right? So I mean, it is useful, very useful. So it's a good tool to use. Okay. So she's looking nice and smooth now. I mean, that's good. But I can already tell now for what I want to do. I want to. I might as well push it further. But I think actually I'm going to end this live stream. I think I've been on like 3 hours now. So I'm going to leave it here, and I think I will do that. For one, I ate very minimally today, so I need to get something to eat, and I might work offline. Maybe I'll come back online and stream the rest of the process, or maybe I'll do everything else offline. But for the moment, I'm going to end it here. And like always, I'm going to end the stream and I'm going to play a tune for you. So this is the treat for the day, the extra treat, because this whole live stream is a treat, right? So, oops. Let's go back and let's open iTunes and let's jam out to a song for the end of the day. I don't know what this means. What does this mean? Let's close out me. All right, so let's see. What shall we end with today? Let's see. Choices upon choices upon choices upon choices. Well, I mean, I had an idea earlier, but I'll just play this one. So this is one I worked on. I finished when 7:29 just the other day. Landobot won't stop until the beats knock. That's the jam I'm gonna play for today. I wrote some lyrics to it, but I mean, you know, with my music, it's with my artwork. You know, I want to have a good, solid product, so I can't rush anything. But I mean, I'm always working on it. So one of these days, I'll pop out with something that's complete. But this is just the instrumental. So, like I said, I'm gonna leave it there for today. Let's see the time before I leave. It's been on streamed. I'm not sure what happened here. Desktop, did it start streaming again? Because now it only says 10 minutes. So wait, did it stop? Interesting. What is this? Okay, well, I'm not sure. I think there might be a little glitch today, but let me see. Let's just end it here. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then another day, another battle. So thanks. If you watch this in the future, this is how I do it. This is how we do it. Become better artists. Practice makes perfect. Through the trials and tribulations of Photoshop not working correctly, we can still make beautiful art. So peace, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Thanks for joining. See you next time. Rock on.